The House comes to questions for oral answer. Question number 1, in the name of Metiria Turei.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker. Tēnā koutou te whare. My question is to the Prime Minister and asks, was he advised prior to 8 December 2015 that the so-called jihadi brides he referred to during the Intelligence and Security Committee meeting were all resident in Australia and did not leave from New Zealand?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee on behalf of the Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Prime Minister, yes.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Metiria Turei.
So the Prime Minister can confirm that he knew that none of those women had left for Syria or Iraq from New Zealand?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee on behalf of the Prime
Minister, yes. And the member needs to be aware that as New Zealand citizens, it doesn't matter where they leave from. If they pose a security risk to New Zealand on their return, then that is something we are concerned about.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Metiria Turei.
Why did the Prime Minister not make it clear that these women did not leave from New Zealand when he said, quote, "There's, in my view, no question that there have been 1 or 2 people who have left, and it would appear on all factors that we know that they are going as jihadi brides," end quote.
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee on behalf of the Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Prime Minister, it wasn't actually the Prime Minister who answered the question, but what I can say is that where they leave from is irrelevant. They are New Zealand citizens, they may return to New Zealand, and they are of concern to us.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Metiria Turei.
Why did the Prime Minister not tell New Zealanders that these women were living in Australia when the media were reporting that these women had left from New Zealand?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee on behalf of the Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Prime Minister, I'm unaware of the media reports and not responsible for them. The reality is that they were travelling on New Zealand passports.
Order.
Supplementary.
Order. Order. Supplementary question, Metiria Turei.
If the Prime Minister knew that no women had left from New Zealand for Syria or Iraq for this purpose, why did he not give that information to the Islamic Women's Council, who asked for evidence from his statements?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee on behalf of the Prime Minister.
On behalf of the Prime Minister, where they left from is irrelevant. If they are New Zealanders, then they are of concern to us. If they are posing a security risk because they may return to New Zealand, that is of concern to us. Whether someone is in New Zealand or not doesn't remove their New Zealand citizenship, as we've recently found out.
Point of order, sir.
A point of order, Metiria Turei.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question was very clear, is why did the Prime Minister not give information to an organisation when they asked for it? It was irrelevant,
No,
his answer.
but the question was addressed by the Minister effectively saying that where they left from was irrelevant. That was the way he chose to answer the question. He's addressed the question.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Metiria Turei.
Why did the Prime Minister allow the misinformation about where these women were living to carry on, and was it because he was wanting to build a case for increased spy agency powers?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee on behalf of the Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Prime Minister, no. The fact is that these women are New Zealand citizens, have travelled to Syria, and may pose a security risk to New Zealand on their return.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Metiria Turei.
Will the Prime Minister now apologise to the many Muslim women?
Order. Order. The question can be asked.
Will the Prime Minister now apologise to the many Muslim women that he alienated when he misled the public into believing that women were leaving New Zealand to become jihadi brides?
The Honourable Jerry Brownlee on behalf of the Prime Minister.
On behalf of the Prime Minister, no, because there is only one person in this House who has identified these people as being Muslim. And I will make the other point that at some point, New Zealand citizens on a New Zealand passport going to Syria from another country left New Zealand at some point.
Question number 2, Chris Bishop.